7 shaded by the shade of Allah's throne on a day when there is no shade. Allah's throne is above His creation, and Allah is above His throne. He is beyond, above and beyond the creation. He is not mixed up inside of His creation. A very important concept, because the belief that Allah is everywhere, inside of everything, this is the foundation of idolatry. Those who worship idols, who have philosophized their worship, will tell you, I am not worshiping this idol that you see. Ganesh, the elephant head god of the Hindus. I am not worshiping this object that you see. I am worshiping Brahman, the one God who is everywhere and who pervades everything. But at the time of my worship of this idol that you see, that God Brahman becomes concentrated in the idol. So I'm worshiping Brahman, who is concentrated in the idol and not the idol. That is what they say. Those who have delved into the religion, who know the depths of it, this is their argument. Of course, the common Hindu, if you ask him, he says, I worship Ganesh because whenever I worship him, my prayers are answered. Yeah, it's the idol. I don't have a problem with that. When I pray to Ganesh, what I pray for, my prayers are answered. That's his answer. He doesn't go into philosophy. But those who are more educated, the yogis, their sheikhs, the sheikhs will give you this explanation of the essence of their worship. So when one says Allah is everywhere, one supports their idolatry. One supports and promotes the idea that Allah is mixed up inside of His creation. And that leads ultimately to the claim that Allah and His creation are one. What is known as Wahdatul Wujud, or monism. This is an idea which was propagated by Ibn Arabi al-Andalusi from the 13th century, who made this claim. Everything, why are you worshipping anyone outside of yourself? Allah is in me, Allah is in you. There's no need to worship any external being. You can worship yourself because you are Allah. This idea is being promoted today by Harun Yahya. Harun Yahya, books coming out of Turkey, Evolution, Deceit, Perished Nations, etc., etc. If you go to the end of the book, the last chapter, his last chapter is exactly that. He says, those stupid people who think that Allah is above His creation. He ridicules those who believe that Allah is above His creation. Though when you go to Sahih Muslim, to the hadith of Muawiyah ibn al-Hakam, who had slapped his slave girl in the face because some of the sheep that she was guarding were stolen by a wolf, and he went to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to find out what he could do as atonement for this evil deed which he had done, slapping her in the face. And the Prophet ﷺ told him to bring her. He asked, can I free her? He said, bring her. And when he brought her, he asked her, Ayn Allah, where is Allah? And she said, Fis sama, above the heavens. And he said, Waman ana, and who am I? And she said, Anta Rasulullah, you are the messenger of Allah. And he turned to Muawiyah ibn al-Hakam and said to him, A'tiqha fa innaha mu'mina. Free her because she is a true believer. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ confirmed her statement that Allah is above the heavens as proof of the correctness of her faith. But Harun Yahya says, those stupid people who think that Allah is above the heavens. He goes on to say Allah is everywhere. This world that you see is an illusion. And he brings the scientific arguments about why this world is an illusion. Because yes, on the molecular level, this table, this podium, which looks solid to us, it feels solid. If you go down on the molecular level, everything is moving. It is not solid. And if you look at colors, the colors that we see, are these colors real? Or is it the reflection of the light on these objects as it hits our retina and our brains create a sense of color in our brain? So he argues it is all an illusion. This world is a shadow world. He's taken from Plato. Plato speaks about the shadow world, ancient Greek philosophers. And he argues that this world is an illusion. And he quotes from Ibn Arabi and praises him as the Imam Rabbani, when he was in fact a kafir, a disbeliever, a heretic, who even many of those who are involved in Sufism, big figures amongst the Sufis, declared him to be a heretic. But who claims for himself to be the Khatamul Awliya, the seal of the sainthood. And they're ignorant Muslims who take him as such and pray to him. The point is, beware of Harun Yahya. His books have information which does defeat the arguments of the evolutionists. He brings some good bits and pieces of information. However, he has a hidden agenda. He has a hidden agenda. Beware of Harun Yahya.